Hello, I am Becca, and this is Rue's Musings, bringing philosophical yoga inquiries to Colorado Springs and beyond. This musing is called Depression, Discernment, and Showing Up Real. So since I saw you guys last, there have been a couple of days that I've woken up and haven't felt truly inspired, haven't really been into things that I had been into the day before. And depression runs in my family. My mom's a psychiatrist, so I'm familiar with these feelings, and it's been a while since I felt that way for a couple of days in a row. So I wanted to share some of the things that I noticed through these feelings. One was, oh wow, I haven't really felt like this in a while, which is awesome. Two was thinking about how people do feel like this. Every one of us. There's no one in the world who can watch this musing and hasn't had a day where they're just like, I don't really care. Like, what's the point of all of this? It's universal. So it's another thing that I considered is this is something that we share, that we've all been through. So it's one of the things that is a common denominator within the human experience. Lastly, I thought about being able to figure out what part of this is, I don't know how to say this, what part of this is feeling and what part of it is kind of made up as the stories around it. So one of my things when I feel like that is to figure it out. Like, I want to know why this is happening so I can fix it. And then yoga says, this is just, you can't always be inspired. You can't always be crazy excited. That there is the downside of the pulse where sometimes you just get your pants on. Like, just put your pants on, get out of the house, right? That's it. You're just, I don't really care about my green smoothie. I don't really care about my lemon water. Like, I just need to just get through this day. And that again is a universal feeling. So the discernment comes in around the way our ego likes to play with those bad feelings, and that we like to put it on other people and make up all these stories about how we'll never be happy again, which I know that it feels like that sometimes. And that so-and-so's fault, or this is because my partner wasn't nice to me last night, whatever it is, so that we can say, I'm going to take responsibility that I feel like this from the inside, and that it isn't the world necessarily around me, because Monday woke up, felt great, Tuesday woke up, what's the point? All I can really muster is to get pants on. And lastly, I wanted to talk about showing up real, and it has to do with this feeling of sadness or melancholy, depression, whatever it is, being a universal feeling. And there's some talk online and within yoga trainings around, is it better to check your ego at the door or to show up and be honest? And here's where I think discernment is important. I would never walk into a yoga class and be like, hey guys, I feel like poop today, and I don't really think that there's a reason that any of us are alive, so why don't you come to Down Dog? Would never say that. Rather, to use the emotions that we're feeling that are universal and infuse it with yoga teachings. And this is true if you're teaching a yoga class, but it's also true within your life. That many of us feel pressure when someone says, I talk about this a lot, when someone says, how are you doing? We just say, great, even if we don't feel great. So I asked a student last night how she was feeling, and she said tired and vulnerable. And I just felt like, oh, that's real. Like, that's an honest answer. And to say, I don't know, I'm struggling today is an honest answer. And I think that as we go about the world and interact with each other is so much more meaningful for us to use the feelings that we have, to know that everyone else feels not the same exact feeling, but has had that feeling before, so we're not alone and we're not a freak. And then to show up and be honest about it with the discernment around the drama portion not being the important part. The working through it is the important part, the being honest is the important part, but all the this, she did this, and all that stuff, you guys know what I mean. That can be really enticing to go there when you're feeling that way, but rather just say, I'm working through this right now, had a hard time getting pants on this morning, but I'm showing up and I'm doing my practice, I'm seeking help where I need it, and I'm getting through this day, and we'll see how tomorrow goes. And I know that within this human experience, I have to feel the lows of it in order to experience the abundance and the joy and the creativity and the passion. that's my offering today. I hope to see you guys all in class soon, where we get to talk about these types of things. We are changing our schedule. Hello, motorcycle. September 2nd, and feel free to message me if you have any questions about actually coming to a yoga class. It's pretty cool. Bye-bye.